Hi everybody, this is the investing teacher, high school science teacher teaching others how to invest. Today I want to go over Gilead Sciences. Gilead is a dividend growth company in the last few years, also a pharmaceutical company. They made Revenge Smear, which is a drug for it's the COVID-19. It's not used for a vaccine or anything like that, but it is used to treat some of the symptoms, and it has been showing some pretty effectiveness with dealing with that drug. Just today, they announced that they are going to be purchasing another pharmaceutical company that does breast cancer drugs. It's already been past FDA approval and will be out in the market by the end of the fourth quarter of 2020. So they're going to be buying this for a little bit over premium, about 8% over the stock price. And they're going to be buying all the stock with shares plus a little bit of debt. So let's go into a little bit more detail on the company, how this might be a good acquisition, and their history and possible future and their dividends. Let's get to it. Okay, so Gilead is in agreement to buy cancer drug maker Immunomedics for $21 billion. You're going to acquire them, a move that strengthens its cancer portfolio by gaining access to promising young drug, two companies said. They're going to have access to the breast cancer drug Trodelvy, I guess. I'm a science teacher, it's hard to say that one. Granted accelerated FDA approval in April. It's going to make a tender offer, 88 per share. That's 110% over last closing price. So typically when companies want to acquire others, they might have to pay a premium for it. 110% is not necessarily overpriced. They're going to build a strong diverse oncology portfolio. They're going to improve transformational medicine in the form of cancer, particularly challenging to treat breast cancer. They continue to explore its potential to treat many other types of cancer as well. And then also in Europe, it's on track for approval in the first half of next year. $15 billion with cash on hand and $6 billion in newly issued debt. Now, a lot of the debt will be at a fairly low interest rate as well. And again, it's expected to be closing in the end of this year. It also bought almost 50% stake in Pioneer Immunotherapeutics for $275 million, just months after paying $4.9 billion for 47 of blood cancer. So they're looking at purchasing and acquiring a lot of drugs for cancer treatments. So this is an update on Gilead Sciences' response. They're trying to get more access to Revenge through others. They're going to do future studies to show how it might treat hospitalized adults. The U.S. did give emergency use for it. They have been doing a lot of clinical trials as well. So when you look at the stock, it had a big bump, almost like a mountain here this year. So it did start relatively low in the 60s beginning of the year, shot up because of promising results from their drug up to 83, and now pretty much back to where it was in the beginning of the year, around 63, 64. Doing this video Sunday night, and I had a pretty big up day on Friday. Post market right now is even, but it is Sunday night, so hard to know exactly what's going to happen. For the yield, they do pay a 4.15% yield for a pharmaceutical company. That's pretty good, and also the growth looks pretty good as well. Most pharmaceutical companies won't necessarily pay huge dividends. 3-year growth rate is 11%. And not too long of a history with their dividends, with $1.84 in 2015 up to $2.52 this year. Remember, they did have a lot of cash on hand to acquire the new company as well. When you look at dividend scorecard and dividend safety, the payout ratio is low, 38%. They're going to be spending a lot of money to acquire other companies that might be promising in their results, and pretty good dividends. So if you're interested in a fairly high starting yield, at least a few years of their growth, again, 10% of the last 3 years, could be a possible good opportunity to go with. Okay. Based on stock analysis, it's going to be hard to know exactly what's going to happen to the stock. Obviously, could easily trend upward or downward. But if you're looking for a long-term holding that might be a little bit risky right now, it could be a valuable play there. They also have different antiviral drugs, HIV, Hep B, Hep C, influenza. So they're looking for different diseases that are more ongoing or upcoming that might cause a lot of problems for a lot of the world. And then they're looking to either acquire or develop drugs for these companies. I personally own Pfizer, and it's my only individual pharmaceutical company besides my index funds that I have. But I will be keeping an eye on Gilead to see if this new acquisition would make sense or not. And if the dividend continues to grow, it will definitely be on my watch list. So if you have any questions, let me know. Give a like, smash that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.